It's playoff time, baby. Let's get into it. Welcome to this turnaround Tuesday, April 21st, 2026, episode 394 of the D-Lo Show. Think we at that? We're almost at 400. I know that. We're not far from it. But let's get into it. The Cavaliers, they take a 2-0 series lead on the Raptors. They won last night, 115 to 105. They really cruised to this one. It was similar to game one, but the only difference is the game got really out of hand in the second half. The Raptors really couldn't get nothing going in the second half. And this one, it was kind of wire to wire. They kind of led most of this game and they maintained it throughout. And they won by that score. Okay. The duo of Harden and Mitchell is very dangerous. They had 58 points combined. Donovan Mitchell had 30 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and a steal. Harden, he had 28 points, 5 boards, 5 steals, 4 assists, and a block. Okay, Harden playing some defense. And Evan Mobley, he contributed with 25 points, 8 boards, and a block. And Jared Allen had 10 and 2 steals. The stars were effective, and they maintained throughout. They were the high points, and they got nice stuff. As for Toronto, Scotty Barnes is the high man with 26 points, 5 assists, 4 boards, 2 steals, and a block. RJ Barry had 22 and 9 boards, 5 assists. They had a lot of bench production. Colin Murray Boyles, he was a lead man on the bench with 17 and 7 boards, still in a block. Jacoby Walt, he had 14 and steal. And Sandro Mamu Scavelli, he had 12 and 10 off the bench with a steal. He's very productive for this boys. And Ingram was mad cold. He was 3 of 15, he had 7 points. It was not a good night for him. And Toronto, you don't need to set their polo game up before they go down 3-0 and get sucked in the pool. So we'll see how that goes. The Hawks, they split. They come in a got and into the split. They lost game one on Saturday. I think it was Saturday, right? No, yeah, it was Saturday, 113 to 102. But they got their revenge last night, coming back. I heard it was down 14 at one point late in the third quarter, second half, fourth quarter. They shut them down that fourth quarter. They only allowed 15 points in that fourth quarter. They outscored 28 to 15. And they get the win 107 to 106. The Knicks had a chance to get the game winning, but Michael Bridges was short. And Atlanta gets the win in the guy. CJ McCollum, he had 32 points, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Nice. 12 of 22 shooting, 3 of 10 from Curry. Goddamn. And then 5 of 7 for the line. He was aggressive. Jalen Johnson, 17 points, 8 boards, and a steal. Jonathan Kuminga off the bench, he had 19 and 2 steals and a block with 4 boards. Very efficient, 7 and 12 shooting. And Onyeka Okongwu, he had 15 and 8 boards. He was active on the glass. And he had a couple curry bombs. There's always them Hawks, man. They were saying fuck Trae Young at the end of game one. I'm like, why y'all saying fuck Trae Young? He ain't even in there. And this is what you get, you know what I'm saying? You can't say fuck Trae Young. The Trae Young ain't even there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? That's some real hater shit. he left the imprint on Knicks Nation. Anyway, on that side for Knicks, Jalen Brunson had 29 points, 7 assists. Good grief, 10 of 26 from the field. Took a lot of shots. Karl-Anthony Towns had 18 points, 8 boards, and 2 blocks. He gonna need even more aggressive. They gonna want to win this series. I know they say that, but it's true. Oh boy, it's true. Josh Hart had doubled up 15 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. OG Anunoby had 14 and 8 boards, 2 steals, and a block. Mitchell Robinson on the bench, he had 13 points, 7 rebounds, a steal, and a block. And Mike Cal, He had 10 points in the steal. Didn't really shoot well, 3 of 10 from the field. Guess he made a couple shots. They could have won this one. And a couple more defensive stops. But yeah. And like I said, the Knicks were controlling this game for the most part until they got to the full court, and that's when Atlanta took charge and locked them up on defense. So that series is tied at 1. It should be interesting how it should go the rest. I said it would be Knicks in 6. Let's see if the Hawks can switch it up with their 6. Let's see. All right, Nuggets and Timberwolves last night. Minnesota. Similar to Denver's similar way. They was up big. It was up like 19 before the 19 at one point, but Minnesota, it was up 14 and in the first, 39-25. Then the teams flipped in the second quarter, 39-25, funny enough. 39-25 in the second for Minnesota. So it was tied at 64 and a half. Devin took the lead going into the fourth by 3. They scored outscoring 29-26. But Minnesota locked in the fourth quarter, won that one 29-21. And the Timberwolves won this one 119-114. And he went ham 30 and 10 boards, 2 blocks and a steal, 10 and 25 shooting. At least he got 30. Julius Randle, he had 24 and 9 boards, 6 assists. Dante DiVincenzo, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Jamie Danes, he had 14 points. Bones Highland, he was money off the bench. He had 13 and a steal in 9 minutes of action. Way to get your points in that manner. Nas Reed had 11 and 9 boards, almost a double-double. And they really tough it out. Shout out Mike Conley, get some burn. Oh, he ain't shoot the ball. It's okay. But yeah, they like I said, this the one series where they division rivals, they go ahead, they scrap every time they go into playoffs, especially the last couple years. And it's gonna be a knockdown drag slagger right here. Jamal Murray, playoff Murray's in effect. He had 30 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, and a steal. Nikola Jokic. He had 24 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists, and a block. Nice. Finally got some defensive stats. Christian Brown, he had 16 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. Tim Harvey off the bench, he had 16 points and a steal. Good 6-man work. Cam Johnson, he had 13 points and a steal. And it was a very good effort for them. They just didn't finish that full quarter for the Nuggets. They had kept maintained. They would have been up 2-0. With Minnesota, they showed their toughness, and they probably gonna try to bring Ticket in to galvanizing for Game 3. So let's see how that goes. All right, let's go to other games that was on the weekend, on Sunday actually, because those are the games that happened on Saturday, and except for the one game, the Lakers and the Rockets, they were the 4-5 seed in the West. This was a high scoring affair. I was watching this a little bit of Wrestlemania. This felt like a very high paced game, but I found a little weird how Lakers Nation didn't have their own shirts. They usually do. But the weirdest thing happened. KD apparently was down for loose balls in the shoot around pre-game thing, and he bumped knees and he was out this game. So Lakers, they're like, okay, we ain't gotta do a KD. We got LeBron James. And LeBron James put on the show. For the passing ability, he had 19 points, 13 assists, 8 boards, 2 steals, and a block. He was out there dishing. Yeah, he's out there sharing. But Luke Kennard, he's the high man. He had 27 points, 9 of 13 shooting, 5 of 5 from Curry Land. He was in fuego. And 4 of 6 from the free throw line. 8 and he matched Brown with 19 points and 11 rebounds. Double-double machine, too, with a block. Marcus Smart, he back. He had 15 points, 8 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. And Ruri, He came on with 14 points, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. Nice. Okay, really playing some defense. Nice. Even Barney got some burn. He got a little bit of burn. I would say 3.5, but 3 minutes and 50 seconds. But he got some burn. He didn't score, but hey, he got some burn. Well, he ain't take a shot, so at least he got more playoff minutes than that. You know what I'm saying? But Lakers, they held it on. And good Lord, Houston, golly, I thought it was capping. They shot 93 times. And only shot 37%. Good grief. Sengun, Alfred Sengun, he had 19 and 8 boards, 6 assists, and still on the block. Reed Shep, he had 17 and 8 assists, and still on the block. Also, Amen Thompson, he had 17, 7 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals in the block. Jabari Smith, he had 16 and 12 boards, 2 steals. Tari Easton matched him with a double-double as well with 16 and 10 boards, but 3 steals. They was getting active. They had 13 steals as a team. They was getting active on the defensive end. They just couldn't really score on the offensive end. And hell, the Lakers, they was getting the turnovers on the Lakers, but they wasn't capitalizing. Because the Lakers, they shot 60% from the field. It was 40 and 66 shooting. And they got 107 points. So efficiency more than chucking it up is the game. So whole KD's injury ain't 2 series where he can miss more games in the series because they really need him. And them burners, are not lying. So let's see what they can do. If they can scrap up or sit down, boy. And we had an upset. First road team that came out with a first round victory. The only one that came out was the Magic and the Pistons. The 8-seeded Magic. They took on the 1-seeded Pistons. And they let this one wild a while. I'll mention this one through Wrestlemania too. And Orlando, they just controlled this game from the get-go. They only lost the second quarter 20-24, but they won the first quarter 35-27. Then the third, 26-23, and then the fourth, 31-27. They really maintained this one to win this one, 112 to 101. All 5 stars were in double figures, and they went ham. Paolo, he started good, 23 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, and a steal. Franz Wagner, 19 and 5 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, looking normal. Wendell Carter, 17 and 7 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals in the block. Desmond Bain, 17 points, 6 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Jalen Suggs, he had 16 and 4 boards, 4 assists, 3 steals in the block. He put 4s in everything, even in the stocks. And even their bench, they came and produced a little bit. They gave some points, 22 bench points, but they put enough that they was able to steal in Detroit basketball. And Detroit still hasn't won a home playoff game since I was in middle school when they had Chauncey and them boys. Chauncey, Rip, Tayshaun, and the Wallaces. And they had Ben and Rip at the game. Front side. Under the baseline. I was trying to think. It was not court side. It was under the baseline. On the statue. But anyway, Orlando, shout out to the Magic, man. They really, they was like, you know what? We do not want to face Boston. We want to face Detroit because we can take them boys. So, can they get some payback? This feels like Eric from 20 years ago because I think the Magic, this is when they had Tracy. They was up on them boys, but then they blew a 3-1 lead. And then Detroit, I think they went on to be successful the rest of that decade. So, well, until 08. After 08, they fell the fuck off the map after 08. And the rest of the games were just ass whippings. Good grief. Shit, the rest of the games is ass whippings. Whew. Anyway, next game, let's go with Boston and Sixers. Boston, they just controlled this one from the get go. It got ugly early, and it did not get any prettier. Um, Boston won the first quarter 33-18. Then the second quarter 31-28. That was the closest that they ever gotten scoring margin. It was 64-44 at the half. So it was kind of getting ugly. Then the Celtics won the third quarter 31-25 and the fourth quarter 28-20. And they put in their bench guys to let them finish out the rest. And winning this one comfortably 123-91. I don't think the Sixers led the game 1 point. Maybe like the first 2 minutes, maybe, and I'm being generous on that. But they was down 10 by a halfway point in the first quarter, and they did not get any period after that. So the Jays went in. Jaylen Brown had 26 points, 4 boards, and 2 steals. Jason Tatum, he had a double-double, 25, 11 boards, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Nemes Coretta, he had 13 in the block. Sam Howell, he had 12 and 7 boards and a steal. Peyton Pritchard off the bench, he had 12 and 6 assists and a steal. And Derek White, 10.6 assists and a steal. Yeah, everybody got some time. Even Hugo. Yeah, Hugo got some burn. That's how you know it's bad. So, yeah, Ron Harper Jr. too. Shout out to all of them. They all got some burn. And Vooch, he came back from his injury. He's probably going to do 6-man work because they'll probably have Quetta be their defensive anchor and then let Pritchard and Vucevic run the bench scoring-wise. So, and good Lord, I'm glad Vooch, Kelly Oubre, he had put up one highlight. The only positive from the Sixers was the Kelly Oubre, he dunked on Vucevic. And Vucevic was like, I'm not going to jump up there. I'll just take it. Pause. But Tyrese Maxey, he was a high man. He had 21 points, 8 assists. That was the other high point. But, wasn't that positive. Paul George, he had 17 points, 4 boards. VJ Edgecombe had 13 and 2 steals. Did pretty okay in his debut in the playoffs. Kelly Oubre had 10 and 7 boards, and everybody got burned on their end except for Kyle Lowry and Johnny Broom. Still no burn for Kyle Lowry. Damn, that sucks. Well, he can get into veteran know-how. I don't know, maybe. All right, next one, the other 1-8 matchup. OKC, we took care of business against the Suns. Let's be honest. We dominated this one. It was touch and go in the first few minutes of the first, but after that, all right. After like the first 6 minutes, we on a 10-0 run, and we maintained a double-digit lead throughout. We won the first quarter 35-20, second quarter 30-24, third quarter 32-22, and the fourth quarter 22-18. We put in our boys to clean up the rest. So it was a comfortable 119-84 victory. Everybody played, everybody scored except for Topic, but it's okay. At least he had an assist. SGA, he had 25.7 assists, 4 boards. He shot like ass but he had 2 blocks, but he shot like ass. He shot 5 of 18. But good Lord, he got that free throw line a fuck ton of times. 15 to 17. Every time I look up, he was at the free throw line. So, but hey. I would say it's the referees. They got called a little bit more aggressively or a little bit differently. But hey, fuck you do. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Williams, he had 22.7 boards, 6 assists, and stealing a block. Chet Holmgren, 16.7 boards, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Nice. Play good defense. And the series is gonna be interesting. It's Lou Dort versus Dylan Brooks. Who's gonna get a T and who's getting more flaggers and T's this year in this series? So see how this goes. The Suns are really missing Mark Williams because they don't got no really good interior defense on the inside. They got Iguodala and Maluak, but they're not holding it down. Devin Booker had 23.6 boards. Dylan Brooks, he had 18 and 7 boards. Jalen Green had 17 and 5 boards and stealing a block. but it was not enough. Their bench guys couldn't reproduce. And why they got going at the 4, freaking weird. And he reckoned the Rip Hamilton special. Yeah, he had a calf issue. That's what I thought. He had a calf. He had a calf. He pulled his calf in the game, and we got tight on him, and he missed the rest of the game. So that's what you get for having a power forward, Doug. Fuck. Having gone chat and shit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone SGA, so but I don't know. Whatever. Fuck. Anyway, it's gonna be a long series for the Suns because we gonna sweep them boys. Get them out of here. And the last of the first rounds, the Spurs and the Blazers. Wemby's playoff debut brought the hype, and it was kind of wire to wire for this one too. A lot of these games been wire to wire. Not a lot of lead changes, and Sunday's action at least. The Spurs won the first quarter 30-21. The second quarter 29-28. It was 59-49 to half. NBA already had 21 by that point. They won the third quarter 20-23. The Blazers won the fourth quarter 26-24. But at that point, it was like, do you really think you can win this one, Shaq? No, you can't. And Wemby, he went ham. He had 35 points, 5 boards, 2 blocks. 13-21 shooting, 5 assists from Curry land, 4 or 5 from the free throw line. Yeah, this tall ass slinky son bitch. Guy's main rebounds is he made 3 balls. So yeah. I think he broke Timmy's playoff debut record for most points in the playoff debut with 35. Because Duncan had 32 and 10. Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox both had 17 each. Castle had 7 boards and 7 assists, while Fox had 8 assists and 5 boards with a steal. Devin Vassell, he was carrying everything. 15 points and 2 blocks. He was 4 of them Curry balls of threes, and then he missed the free throw. I thought he had an would have been funny as hell. Like, what? I get Curry's inside the arc too. Type shit. And Luke Cornett 10 and 6 boards with a steal. And everybody plays except for Miles or Mason Plumlee. I'll say Miles Plumlee. Shout out Mason Plumlee though. He's still around. Oh yeah, I forget he what to do. But anyway, even beyond got a little bird at the end. So Olenek. So yeah. But good team win for the Spurs. See how they can mount up for that game too. Danny Avdia, he had 30 and 10 boards, 5 assists, steal in the block. Scoot Henderson, 18 points and a steal. Drew Holiday almost had double-double with 11 assists. He had 9 points and 4 boards with a steal. Rob Williams, 11.6 boards, 4 assists. The shot of the night, he made a 3. I was like, huh? Chris Andre Drummond, now Rob Williams? Wow. Wow. I'm flabbergasted about that one. And Shaden Sharp came back. He had 10 points in a steal. I think he came back in the playing game. I think he did. Let me see if he came back in that play. If he came back in the playing game, I might have missed it. But let me check. Wednesday. No. Thursday. Let me check. No, he didn't play in the player. So he's back from his injury. He had I think he had calf or leg, some leg injury, something like that. But he's back and he made a little impact, but not enough to get them the victory. So yeah, they're gonna ease him back slowly. Let's cover these games for the next couple days because a lot of game 2s. So tonight we have the Celtics and the Sixers. We're gonna go with the Celtics. Spurs and Blazers. We're gonna go with the Spurs. Rockets and Lakers. We're gonna go with the Lakers because I don't think K's gonna play tonight. They haven't given no updates on his knee, and it looks swollen to me from what I've seen from the ankle. So I'm gonna say he's out. All right, Pistons and Magic on Wednesday. I think Detroit can bounce back. They got punched in the mouth. If you can punch back, if you want to punch back even more, you gotta bring Chauncey. At least coaching. So I don't think you can bring Chauncey. So bring in Call up Sheed and call up Tayshaun Prince if you want to get the rest of the starting lineup. And if you want to replace him with Lindsey Hunter. If you can call Lindsey Hunter, get him in the building. You know what I'm saying? I'm only saying because he's the backup. Anyway, Thunder and Suns, we'll take care of the Suns on Wednesday, and I think we should be good on that. And then we'll worry about the games on Thursday because there's game threes. So yeah, it was a dominant effort from everybody, and the highest seed except for the Magic, and except for the Knicks and the Pistons. So. But we'll get to that later. All right. Stretch. All right, let's go to baseball real quick, and then we'll slide over to wrestling. Wrestlemania. Sit in, keep me in, pal. All right. Back. Let's go to baseball. O's, we won in a long slugfest. We was in the one with the Royals. We went extra innings on the boys. It was 1-up throughout most of the game, so it was just Jack Calignano, Caglianone. He hit a solo shot in the second to get the one we won in the second. And we ain't scored all the way until the ninth inning. But Samuel Basallo, all the Italians came to fucking play. He ties the game up, and we go to extra innings. Thank goodness. And 11th, Dylan Beavers, RBI single, gives us the lead now, 2-1. But Bywood Jr. answers back in the bottom 11th and ties the game up with an RBI single. It's 2-up. Then Sam Basallo, he gets an RBI single, and we're back in the lead in the 12th. And then Leody Taveras hits a grand salami, and we're up 7-2. Thinking you're good, right? Wrong. Bases loaded for the Royals, and Nick Lofton, RBI double, clears the bases at about 7-5. Wow, shit. But we get that. We get the last two outs, and we get the win 7-5. Thank God. Whew. I mean, a little stressed out there, fellas. Thank God. Yeah, good job, fellas. Good job, Leo. We glad we got you on the squad, and we're now 11-12. We've been very mid and 500-ish. At least we're not last. So let's keep it. Let's try to build some momentum. Let's hope this one can help us build some momentum in this one. All right. Enough of these action. The Red Sox play at fucking 11 in the damn morning because of Patriot Day. Forget about that. And they won against they won against the Tigers 8-6. Roller Chapman got his fourth save of the season. And Garrett Whitlock gets his second win of the season in his relief. Carlos Narvaez scores on the fielder's choice. Thanks to throwing in by Jack Flaherty, try to throw it to first, but oh my God, it went over his head. And safe. And he's in. So good. William Bray gets the bases on the walk and it scored 2-0. Ties on the board with 2 RBI singles from Jake Rogers in the third. And then Hyu Lee ties up in the fourth to make it 2-up. Then the sixth, Jahmai Jones gets the Tigers lead up 3-2. In the sixth, Roman Anthony scores, drives an RBI, but tied back up. Then in seventh, this when Boston really took over. They scored 3 runs. Thanks to Cedane Rafael. He drives in 2 runs. And then he gets drove in by Carlos Narvaez. And it's 6-3. In the eighth, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa drives in 2 runs. And it's 8-3. Detroit gets 2 runs and then 3 runs in the ninth thanks to Gleyber Torres single and a Riley Green double. But they did not. They bring in the Chapman and he shuts down the last couple outs. And it's a wrap, gentlemen. Boston wins. All right, Astros, thank God they got revenge for us against the Guardians, winning this one 9-2. Spencer Arrighetti, he gets his second win of the season. He did pretty solid in his start to this one. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 4 walks, and 3 Ks. Their bullpen really shut them down. They only got 3 hits after he left. So, all right, Christian Walker, he gets his 5th home of the season. The first, they up 2-0. The only 2 runs they got was from Reese Hawkins' RBI single and George Valerian RBI single in the third to make it 2-up. It was all Houston the rest of the way. Isaac Paredes, he gets his first home of the season, the fourth, 3-2. Bryce Matthews, Ariado makes it 4-2. Carlos Correa, he's back at home and he brings an RBI 2 runs in on this one, make it 6-2. Yainer Diaz, sacrifice fly. Cam Smith, sacrifice fly. And Paredes keeps the run barrage going with the second homer of the game to make it 9-2 and win by that comfortable margin. The Reds go into Tampa Bay and take out the Rays 6-1. The Reds looking good, 15-8. Okay. They really dominate from the inning from the get-go. And Louder and Rhett Louder, he gets his third win of the season. He did pretty good. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned, 3 Ks, and 2 walks. He did pretty good. All right, Sal Stewart, he gets his 8th homer of the season, make it 2-zip. He's on fire, Marv. Yanni Diaz, bases loaded walk was the only run that the Rays could muster up. In the third, Eddie De La Cruz gets the RBI single, makes it 3-1. Then Reese Hines with a 2-run double, make it 5-1 to 6. And then, oh my gosh, Trevor, where the hell were you throwing that? Oh my God, it bounced to the backstop. And Sal Stewart scorches down home and makes it 6-1. And the Reds cruise by that score. Nice. Miami Marlins, they take out the St. Louis Cardinals 5-3. Okay. Pete Fairbanks, he gets his 4th save of the season. That was a real fucking lucky guess. And Calvin Fauci gets his second one out the bullpen. Mason Wing gets the score starting the 4th with a sac fly, make it 1-zip. Xavier Edwards, he ties it with the double, make it 1-up. The lead changer was Agustin Ramirez. Hits his second home of the season, makes it 2-1. Then Fauci, oh my gosh, he blows going to the backstop. And Jordan Walker scores, and it's 2-up. They couldn't get more runs after that because they had more runs in scoring position. In the 6th, they took advantage. Otto Lopez, RBI double, makes it 3-2. Then Liam Hicks brings in, excuse me. Then Liam Hicks brings in Otto Lopez, makes it 4-2. Excuse me. Well, one got kicked out. Anyway, Liam Hicks, he gets the RBI single in the 8th to make it insurance one, make it 5-2. Ramon Urias gets a sac fly in the 9th, but that was all the runs they could muster up. And the Marlins close it out, winning 5-3. At least Urias got another job, because I was wondering where he went. I liked him on that team. At least he got a job somewhere else. Anyway, next we have the Braves and Nationals in DC. The Braves looking good so far. They won this one 9-4 comfortably. Bryce Elder, he gets his third in the season. He went 6 2/3. Give 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks, and 2 walks. Okay. He had enough to get the job done. Jacob Young is a scoring star with a 2-run single to make it 2-zip. Matt Olson says, I got y'all fellas, and hits a 2-run bomb, and we're tied at 2 in the 4th. In the bottom of the 4th, Dalen Lilly hits his second home of the season, and the Nationals up 3-2. Braves take back the lead thanks to Drake Baldwin's 2-run double. makes it 4-3. Then Ozzy, RBI single 5-3. Michael Harris, RBI single 6-3. Then Dominic Smith forces a force out, and it goes straight to I think one of the first basemen, well, second or third base, and Ozzy scores because of that, and too much decision making. J.K. Young, oh my gosh, oh my God, the throw over his head. Yeah, and Cedar Avis scores on that play, and the ball goes into the crowd. So DC gets 7-4. The Eli White and Matt Olson get 2 last RBIs from a bunt single, and a sacrifice fly to make it 9-4 and win by that score. Braves looking great so far, 16-7. Likes it. Likes it. Cubs beat the Phillies 5-1 in Chicago. They only scored 4 in the second and 1 in the third. That's all they needed. Because Colin Red, he was on one. He went 6 and 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned, 5 Ks, and 2 walks. I miss the days when they could go a whole 9, but we can't control that anymore. We can't control that. But anyway, Miguel Amaya, he ground to a double play, but a run score off his sacrifice makes it 1-0. Then Dansby Swanson a 3-run bomb to make it 4-0. Michael Conforto, a sack fly in the third, made it 5-0. And the only run the Phillies could mess up was Justin Crawford's 2-run double, RBI double to make it 5-1. And that was the only run they could muster up. So Cubs 13-9, the Phillies 8-14. They should be getting Zach Wheeler by this weekend. So I hope they can get their rotation fixed a little bit better. Dodgers, they blow out the Rockies in Colorado, obviously. Sell the 3. At least the Rockies got 9 wins by this point. But it was high scoring for them from the get-go. And Justin Robleski, he gets his 3rd win of the season, helping out in the rotation. Brenton Doyle gets scoring starting in the first with an RBI double 1-0. Max Muncy and Miguel Rojas answered with solo shots they on to take the lead 2-1. Massey was his 7th homer, and Miguel with his 1st, the World Series hero. Then the 3rd, Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez get RBIs or runs in different circumstances, thanks to a fielder's choice and the double play ground out. They're in that throwing era. They had that throwing on the money, they'd have been out this inning. But c'est la vie. The Shohei Ohtani was outing, and the pitcher was so nervous he had runners on the base that he balks. So Max Muncy scores, and it was 5-1. Then the 6th, Alex Carr wastes his load of walk, made it 6-1. Then the sacrifice bunt with Miguel Rojas, and the run scores in 3rd, made it 7-1. Then Dalton rushing, he rushes to his 6th home of the season, made it 8-1. And Teoscar RBI single made it 9-1. In the 8th, TJ Rumford hit a solo shot to make it 9-2. Colorado. Then Max Muncy answered back with his 2nd home of the night, made it 10-2. Darl Rush says, I want to join back in the home run party. Gets my 2nd home of the night, made it 12-2. And join back sacrifice fly, made it 12-3, and that was the final. Damn. 2 home runs from them big hitters. Nice. All right, Blue Jays and Angels in Los Angeles or Anaheim, what the fuck will be called? But the Blue Jays won this one 5-2. Dylan ceased. He ceased to exist to just strike people out. He went 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 2 walked, 12 strikeouts. He was on one today, Mar. He was He gone. He was telling him to get he gone. Get your ass to the bench. And Jeff Hoffman gets his 3rd save of the season. All right, Jorge Soler, RBI single, made it 1-0. Vladdy gets his boys the lead. Vlad Jr. at his dad's old home park. He gets a 2-run bomb and get his boys the lead 2-1. Then Noah Chanel sacrifice fly, and that was the last run that the Angels could muster up. Then the sixth, Lennon Salsa sacrifice fly made it 3-2. Nathan Luke's RBI single makes 4-2, and Nathan Luke's another RBI, but this one the ground out form made it 5-2, and they win by that score. Slow and steady, T. Slow and steady. And last but not least, the Athletics. No home team, but they still take people's homes. And they go into Seattle and take their home and win this one 6-4. I likes it. Hogan Harris, brother. He gets his second win in the bullpen. And Joe Knul, he gets his fourth save this season for the A's. All right, for the first run of scoring, Cal Riley, he gets the RBI double. Assuming a solo home run, his third of the season. And it's 1-0. All right. And the other RBI was from Josh Naylor. He had an RBI double. And Julio Rodriguez scores. And then the Seattle goes a 3-0 thanks to Dominic Canzoni. He has a solo shot his third of the year, and it's 3-0. But the A's are coming back. They hit Carlos Cortez hits a solo shot and gets his boys on the board. Then Nick Kurtz follows him up with a solo shot, his third, makes it 3-2. Then Shane Langeliers, he hits a solo shot, makes it 3-up. Back to back to back jacks. And we back into it, baby. In the eighth, the other Max Muncy hits a sacrifice fly, and he ties it, and he gets his boys the lead. Then Lawrence Butler pushes out even further with a 2-run single, makes it 6-3. And the ninth, Leo Rivas gets the RBI double, but they cannot bring him home or bring the others, and A's win by that score. They're 12-11. Mariners are 10-14. Doing well so far for the Athletics not having a home team. Anyway, let's go with these picks. Let's go O's. We are in Kansas City again. We have Shane Baz on the mound. He's 0-2 to 4.91 ERA, 22 innings and 19 strikeouts. On the round is Chris Bubick. He's 2-1 a year, 3.97, 22 innings and 26 strikeouts. Let's go O's. We should get this dub. Glad we have Madison back. All right, next we have the Astros and the Guardians in Cleveland. Astros trying to get the double digits, and the Indian Guardians want to get back in the lead. Parker Messick was on the mound. He's 3-0 to 105 ERA, 25 innings, 25 strikeouts. He almost no-hit my Orioles on Friday. I think it was Friday. Either Friday or Thursday, one of those days. He almost no-hit my boys. We got him out there in the ninth. Thank God. But we didn't make a comeback. That sucked. But he's been on the one this year. And on the other mound for the Astros is Ryan Weiss. But anyway, he's 0-2 in the year, 675 ERA, 14 innings, 18 strikeouts, trying to get his first career victory. I'm going with the Guardians. They got Parker. And he's been pitching well, so we'll go with him. Rays and Reds in Tampa Bay. Steven Matz on the mound. He's 3-0 in the year at 3.80 ERA, 21 innings, 21 strikeouts. He need 39 to get to 1,000 in his career. And on the other side is Chase Burns. He's 1-1 a year with 2.42 ERA, 22 innings, and 22 strikeouts. He's from Italy. I didn't know that. I'm going to go with the Reds. They've been playing really good ball, and they inside Tampa Stadium. I think they can get a dub. Next we have the Cardinals and the Marlins in Miami. Miami's trying to get to 500, and the Cardinals are trying to stay in the first place. On the mound for the Mars is Chris Paddock. He's 0-3 with a 5.59 ERA, 19 innings and 18 strikeouts so far. You're the sheriff, but you're not doing a good job sheriffing this record you're having. As for the Cardinals, they have Dustin May. He's 2-2 with a 6.9 ERA, 19 and 15 strikeouts. He's called Big Red. All right, we'll let it slide because you have a red ass beard and you're on a red team. We'll go with the Cardinals. We'll go the other way this time. Next, we have the Brewers and the Tigers in Detroit baseball. On the mound for the Tigers, Quiera Matero. He's 1-1 a year with 3.31 ERA, 16 innings, and 15 strikeouts. The other side is Kyle Harrison for the Brewers. He's 1-1 a year with 307, 14 innings, and 15 strikeouts. He's been passed around like a blunt. He was on another team too. I think he was on San Fran last year. I'm leaning towards the Brew Crew. We go with the Brewers. Braves and Nationals in DC for Game 2. On the mound for DC is Foster Griffin, the lefty. He's 2-0 the year with 305 ERA, 20 innings, and 19 strikeouts. On the other side is Reynaldo Lopez. He's 1-0 in the year, 218 ERA, 20 innings, and 19 strikeouts. He needs 2 more wins to get to 50 in his career. Let's see if he can get closer because we're going with the Braves. Sorry, DC. Next, we have the rivalry of all rivalries, Yankees and Red Sox. You know how they go. I'm surprised it's not MLB Network tonight. I'm surprised. They don't have it advertised. Maybe I gotta look on the network for that one. Maybe that's something else. Anyway, Red Sox trying to get the double digits while the Yankees are trying to avoid double-digit losses. On the mound for the Red Sox, Connolly Early. He's 1-0 the year, 2.29 ERA, 19 innings, and 20 strikeouts. Oh, Midlothian. I've heard of that area in Virginia. And on the other side for the Yankees is Luis Gill. He's on 1 a year with 7 ERA, 9 innings, and 7 strikeouts. He hasn't gone far in the games, but he has a dangerous propensity to do so. So I hope he doesn't lag and help his Yankees get the win. I'm going to go with the Red Sox so we can stay close to the Yankees. Let's go. Anyway, next we have the Twins and the Mets in New York. The Mets are down horrendously right now. They're on an 11-game losing streak. Good gravy. As they're getting flushed out already, and they miss Pete. Anyway, on the mound for the Mets is Nolan McLean. He's 1-1 a year with 2.28 ERA, 23 innings, and 28 strikeouts. He's 15 away from 100 in his career. Can he get 15 in one night? I don't know. We'll see. And on the other side is Simeon Woods Richardson. He's 0-3 to 6.10 ERA, 20 innings, and 11 strikeouts. I'm gonna go with the Mets. They can get off the schneid. They don't get off this losing streak and get them brown paper bags off their heads. At least for the fans' perspective. All right, Phillies and Cubs in Chicago. They got Shohei Minaga on the mound tonight, and he's really, really freaking good. He from Japan. He'll show you how to get it done in the victory dub. He's 1-1 in Chicago. He has a 2.45 ERA, 22 innings, and 31 strikeouts. I need a new mic. So my mic is getting low. And on the side is Jesus Luzardo. He's 1-3 of the year to 7.94 ERA, 22 innings, and 30 strikeouts. Oh, he's from Peru. I didn't know that. I'm gonna go with the Cubs. I got Shoulder in my league too, so I need them to get a win. Let's go. Next one, we have Pirates and Rangers. Pirates are looking good. 13-9 a year. They always start out nice in the beginning, but let's see what they can do after April. But so far, they're doing well. Just I think game 2 2 or 3 games behind the Reds. But on the mound for them, they got Carmen Lazinski. He's 1-0 to 1.77 ERA, 20 innings, and 20 strikeouts. Need 11 more to get to 200 in his career. Cam and Texas don't have nobody right now. At least they got the lineup set, but they don't have their pitchers selected yet. Maybe the Grom or something. I don't fucking know. But they're 500, 11-11. I'm going to go with the Pirates because they're prepared for this and unlike their opponents. Next, you have the Pirates and the Rockies in Colorado. Padres still looking good so far. They're trying to keep pace with the Dodgers and get off their division consecutive win streak. They're 15-7 so far. And you have Randy Vasquez on the mound. He's 1-0 to 2.49 ERA, 21 innings and 25 strikeouts. Just need two more to get to 200. That's all you need, my guy. Just two. And the Rockies are still scrambling to see who they can put in their pitching place. They'll probably get in the afternoon. But I'm going to go with the Padres to be safe. Next, you have the Blue Jays and the Angels in Anaheim. On the mound for the Angels is Jack Kokonowicz. He's 2-0 with a 3.47 ERA, 23 innings, 18 strikeouts. Just give you one out and you have 200 innings in your career. Why couldn't they let him get it against the Yankees? Because he gave us 3 earned and 4 walks. I guess so. His whip was probably high as fuck. Anyway, for the Blue Jays, it's Patrick Corbin. He got nothing on the mound so far on the record wise, but he got 4.66 ERA, 9 2/3, and 9 strikeouts. His last start was a bit better than the first one, so that brought it down. But I'm gonna go with the Angels. Let's go get your payback. Athletics and the Mariners in Seattle. Luis Castillo. He's on 1 a year to 5.40 ERA, 18, 17 strikeouts. Get back to 500, La Piedra. We need you back at the 500 game. And on the other side is Jacob Lopez. He's 1 a year to 6.38 ERA, 18 innings, 62 strikeouts. He's trying to get his 10th career victory. We're a bit of an impasse. We'll go with the Seattle team because they have a home at least. Anyway, White Sox and Diamondbacks in Arizona. The Diamondbacks 13-9 so far. They're trying to keep pacing that hectic NL West because they got the Padres and the Dodgers, of course, in front of them. And Merrill Kelly's on the mound. He's 1-0 to 3.38 ERA. He got 5 innings and 3 strikeouts in his first start against my Orioles. So that makes sense. Mert. Man, 37? Damn, no. And on the side for the White Sox is Sean Burke. He's 0-2 in a year, 4.43 ERA, 20 innings, and 17 strikeouts. He rapping Maryland, shawty. You from Massachusetts, but you went to Maryland, so we can see if you got the stuff or not. You got the stuff to get to the pros. Can you stuff these boys out? We'll go with the White Sox. Upset, baby. That's probably he's from Maryland, but you know, is what it is. Oh, wow. Then we had the Dodgers and the Giants in San Francisco. On the map, we have a good pitching matchup. Landon Roop, he's 3-1 a year with a 2.38 ERA, 22 innings, and 24 strikeouts. And on the other side, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he's 2-1 a year with a 2.10 ERA, 25 innings, and 21 strikeouts. They Bison or Bison. Bison? I'm gonna go with Bison. We're going with the freaking Dodgers because they're a super team. And they got Yoshinobu. And you know how he do. He shut things down. And they need to take the lead over and they need to tie up with the Giants in their all-time records. So that's probably gonna be MLB Network. I'll check it out later. All right. Let's wait a minute. Did I just see that? The Bengals made a defensive trade? They traded their 10th pick to the New York Giants for Dexter Lawrence. I seen that he did not buy in the Harbaugh way and want to be out of New York. He probably is tired of losing. And he probably met John. He said, I'm not trying to buy in the Harbaugh way. I want out of here. And he got the fuck out of here. and he dipped. He said, "I want to be traded now, and I want to get paid." So you're going to Cincinnati. Go hang with them boys in that city. And why he remind me of D'Lo Brown, low key? He reminds me of D'Lo freaking Brown. He really does. But hey, we ain't worried about the bait. I was a little bit shocked because they usually make moves on the offensive end, and they kind of need some help in the secondary. But that's their issues. But we have Matt BK back, so we're good. We ain't worried about them at all. Let's see if they can fix their line because they need to protect Joe. Oh shit. That shit, they really do need to protect Joe Burrow because he be having a tough time staying upright. So you need to protect him. You need to protect your quarterback. Real shit, you need to protect your quarterback. So shit. Um. So yeah. Um. AJ Brown. It look like he's not gonna be in Philly much longer. It's looking like he's gonna get traded to the freaking Patriots. With probably a couple picks or some cash considerations. Future picks. I don't think about this draft. Unless they override it and say, hey, we can get it before this draft. If not, we'll see you after the draft. All right, let's go to WrestleMania. And Raw after that. All right. This WrestleMania felt like a J. Cole song, The Tale of Two Nights. We had the Usos and LA Knight versus Division and I Show Speed. What the fuck? Okay, this is such a random I can't even do this match 2K unless I download Speed. So, and I'll get my W2K26 review in this few that I track on most. This match was really short. I'm glad I was watching the playoffs and other things before this. Thank God they're on Hulu and I got the ESPN Plus with it. Thank God, because yeah. The only positive of this was I was able to switch channels after this match. This match ain't last long. Speed was showing his athleticism. He did a moonsault over LA, but he pushed LA off of him and knocked Logan Paul out. And Theory's in the ring like, what the hell, man? What the hell? You just knocking off? Like, no, I was just being reactive, man. He was on my neck. And then he gets eliminated from the equation, and LA Knight hits the BFT and gets the win. So I was like, yay, at least LA wins. Yay. All right, thank God. Can we never see them again go at it unless it's the Usos for the retain the tag titles? Thank God. Oh, this match is really short, and and the Vision turn on Speed and say, "You worthless piece of shit. You cost us the match, my WrestleMania moment." And the faces say Speed, and he put Logan Paul through the splat, and Speed does a big old splash to the table, gave a little sweep before he flew, and puts him through that one. So we'll give it $1.50. Didn't go too long. I was a little surprised it's so short. I wish it would have made like a tornado, but hey, get that either you go long or get the hell out of there quick. Okay, next one we had Jacob 5-2 versus Drew McIntyre, an unsanctioned match. They brought all the weapons out. They even brought a toolbox out. And Drew had PTSD. He was like, "Oh my God, Jacob, you got the toolbox again. What you got a toolbox for? You're trying to kill me." And he even did the same thing he did last time he was at a Street Fighter WrestleMania. He took a selfie video with this bro right there. Thanked this bro, gave his bro the phone and he tweeted during the job. Boy, that work. Yeah, they went at it. I ain't gonna lie. It was pretty solid. I like this one. Drew used a wrench to Jacob's face. And good going up in my arse. I'll use a headbutt. They ain't really try to be as violent as I was gonna be. And It ended with Jacob. I think Drew. No, Drew kicked out the moonsault the first time without no protection. I think that was the first person that kicked out of it. So he's the first one to kick out of it. So Jacob said, "All right, I gotta up the ante. Yada what I mean? I gotta put you through a table to get you done. You feel me?" And he does, and he puts him through a table, moonsault through the table, and he wins and beats Drew. I just won $3.50. It was a solid match, nothing too crazy. No, I'll give you 3.25 because I thought it was gonna be a little more violent, and we still don't know who attacked Jacob. So was it Drew's entire time, or just pulling my chain here for just getting him something to do? So we still haven't had those answers. So we'll give you that. But it was a solid match. Anyway, we have Jack Slash defended tag titles as Charlexa, Bailey, and Lyra, and Brie Bella was able to be there, but Nikki, she was not cleared to go, so they brought in a surprise mate. Dun, 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 dun. Paige is back. What? Paige is back? Gasp. I hate this era of wrestling news. They had to announce that Paige signed to WWE. I don't think my head like I don't think my head. All y'all get paid for this shit to spoil the news? Because I don't know if it was like this back when before the internet age, like in the I don't even think it was like this in the mid 2000s or the early 2010s. I don't know if it was like this in the early 2010s or hell, I know this wasn't like this in the ads era or the early 2000s. I know it's hard to get information back then, slightly. But in this era, they just want me to announce shit and then show up. I'm like, why did you want to be surprised, B? I don't know why shit was announced. But anyway, Paige is back. Hi, Paige. Looking nice and lovely. But you're back. But I knew shit was up when Jackson Lash came out first. Or came out before the chance. I said, damn it. I said, shit's gonna go left. The chance they come out last, shit's gonna go left. Oh boy. And we get Paige. So at least we got a nice surprise. And they did the fatal four way with our four ladies tagging their partners and not the 2-on-2 or 1-on-1 and tag whatever. I actually like that better than the old format. But it took a while, but Paige finally got in there. She did her Paige turn and her rampage and beat and pin. I think she pinned Alexa. She pinned Alexa or Lyra, one of them two girls. And won the match. And they're the new tag champs. What the fuck? Now, if you show this to a guy who's watching WWE in 2014, the girls in 2014, 2015, and showing where they are now, you'd be like, wait, I thought they was rivals. Like, no, they're not rivals no more. Total Divas. Yeah, this was kind of weird. I was like, this feel like I just went to alternate universe. What the hell? It's fucking throwbacks to the 2010s now. Throwbacks now. Oh yeah, yeah, we're getting old. Oh, saw a mess. It was probably $2.75, but the cameraman fell down and it made $3. So that was a highlight. I got a laugh out of me. I was like, and they had them on the camera too. I was like, the camera fell. So that was hot. That was a funny one. Oh snap, that was funny. But yeah, that was okay, match. And Nikki, of course, she had to be involved in Charlotte's business. She was the reason why Paige and Brie got the win, thanks to distracting Charlotte, well, pulling Charlotte out the bottom rope and clocking her in the face, either with a punt, either forearm or the freaking crutch. One of them two things. I don't know. But she knocked her down and got her out of there. So they got three because of the freaking surprise and the cameraman falling. And Nine Lash, they did a demolition. What's the name thing? A tribute to them. So it was a nice little touch. I ain't know they rock right, but I saw one of the demolition dudes say, "Shout out to Jackson Nine and the Lash for doing that tribute to them." So respects. Um, AJ Lee defended title against Becky Lynch. Becky and the referee Jessica Carr still got beef, and Becky thought she won with the manhandle slam, but she kicked out at two, and Becky was hot after that one. She's like, "That was a 1, 2, 3," and she started pushing with the ref. I think that focus on your job. So Becky said, "All right, I'll do my job and undone this turnbuckle for you." And she was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Cause she trying to put it back. She tried to cheat more, but it didn't work. So, well, she tried to get the 3 count like that, but it didn't work. So then later on, she throws AJ head first into that turnbuckle, hits the manhandle slam again, and wins it again. The IC title gets it back 1, 2, 3, and she's now with 3-time Intercontinental Women's Champion. Oh dear. Well, I'll give you $2.50 for being an original. Um, because of the title change, I'll give you $2. Actually, no, I'll give you $2 because it was pretty short. Night one felt a little fast and short. A lot of these matches are pretty short. Not a lot of these girls' matches went longer than 10 minutes. Not a lot of these matches went more than 10 minutes on this Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. So only one that went over 10 was Drew and 5-2. I think it went like 15. So I was like, okay. But I was wondering, like, damn, this shit's so fast as hell. So we already had the fifth match, and with Seth Rollins versus Gunther. This was a slow build, but eventually turned to really good. It was a slow build because actually Seth attacked Gunther before the bell, and they was fighting before the bell, and then they got in the ring. They was actually doing their thing, stomping, chomping, freaking pedigreeing. Kofi did not want to take the pedigree. It was freaking hilarious. I was like, oh man. But it was a well fight. Um they got outside and Seth stomped Gunther on the table and I thought he was weakened again, but he doesn't leave. I was like, well dang. And then out of nowhere, a wild Braun Breaker appears and spears Seth out of his freaking rib cage. And then and he goes back in the ring. And Seth's like, what the hell is that? That's Braun Breaker. Oh my god, it's Braun Breaker. And Gunther gets back to life. He sees Seth paying attention to Braun, Seth paying attention to his opponent, puts him in a sleeper and puts his ass to sleep. So he can't. So I guess Seth is stronger than Cena, I guess. Uh, But this was a good match. $4, we'll give you that. They had a good little scrap. Um, and then Braun with the freaking run down the damn ramp and speared him out his freaking trousers. Good gravy. Good freaking gravy. That's a long ass run. At least he got a little bit. If he had connected in the ribs fully, I think his ribs would have been mincemeat. So it's a good thing he kind of aimed for his pelvis, sort of. So Ivan Rose, Seth, Braun back, spears Seth out shoes. So yeah, I don't know if Seth had a good night resting because it was a lot for him. Stephanie Vaquer defending Tigers Liv Morgan. Trouble, trouble. That's me. Liv Morgan got a song for you and me. I'm just singing it right here. She had a strip show and teaser right here. And she's trying to look like Christina Aguilera for real. It felt like a Christina Aguilera Biggs video. I was like, oh wow. I was like, I tweeted her one time. I said, wow, you're in your, I think she's looking fine hell. And she was like, damn, she's in a Liv Aguilera. And I think she took it literally. She took it seriously. She's in a Liv Aguilera. Oh my god. And she had put a music video and she performed the song and music video and she had performers and do all that stuff. So it was a pretty solid outing for her on that. She's trying to get into music, I guess. But this match is very short too. Shit. That's why it's short too, because it it was fast paced. It went boom, boom, boom. They used their big moves. Then the Judgment Day ladies come out. Roxanne, goddamn Roxanne, shit. She came out and distracted the ref, and Raquel Rodriguez tried to help out on the other side, but it doesn't work all the way that well. And Stephanie leaps on both of the ladies, and they're taken out of commission. But distracted enough, Liv pushed Stephanie into the steel steps, hit it with the Oblivion, and gets the title back to her again. So Liv is back on top as a women's world champion. I guess 1-2, and I'll give you 2 of 45 cents because he's seeing Roxy too. And the music video and the little presentation brought it up a little bit. The stripping out of her clothes to the rain gear. That was pretty nice. So I'll give you $2.45 for that one. Cause yeah, it increased a little bit because of that. But yeah. So I was like, God damn, it's like 8:30. I'm like, God damn, how the fuck long this man event gonna be? It was like 8:45. I'm like, damn, how the fuck long this man event gonna be? I'm like, shit. So we get to John Cena. He was hosting WrestleMania. And Bianca Belair comes out. I'm like, okay, if I get an EST, we ain't seeing a freaking year. Your fucking finger injury's fucking up. What the hell going on in the update? And I felt something different because she had heels on. I was like, she not bopping like she used to with the whipping of that hair, the twirl of the hair. I'm like, oh no, something's different. That finger injury affected her. No. I'm thinking, no, the finger injury's not gonna work. She gotta retire. She gotta get that thing cut off. I thought the worst. I thought the negative. I was like, no, please don't. Hope everything's good with that. But then she revealed that she's pregnant. Gas. They finally did it. I know they was trying to work on this for like years, and they was doing on Love and WWE. They had a little show when they was trying to say, let's see when they have a baby. And they said, fuck it. You're out for this finger injury. Let's make a baby. And they are having a baby. So congratulations to Taz and Bianca. Congratulations to them. At least. First thing, y'all, we got Bianca. Yeah, my big three. Both of them down. Down for the count. Down for the 1, 2, 3. Pregnancy. At least I got him in video game mode and I can book them all in my universe. But damn. 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 But congratulations to them too. Congratulations to them. So and Bianca how Cena hugged Bianca. It was kind of a little sweet moment. So and why the fuck the niggas grade that as a C? Why see that? I was like, then it's an A+. Who gives it? I was like A, or I'll give it $5. You want me to grade that? I guess $5 because it's Bianca 1 and 2. It's she's bringing life in the world. I guess to see what they can bring in and mold and do all that fun stuff and have fun being parents. So y'all can have that fun time. And the main event, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes defended the Tigers. Randy Orton. We had dashing Cody Rhodes. We had the young babyface Cody Rhodes, and we had Stardust, and then we had the current Cody Rhodes. It was a nice little presentation for. It's kind of like what Tiffany did last year, minus the Barbie stuff, and it was more historical and history. Anyway, this was a long pace, interesting match because Randy's back gave out during this beginning. Actually, you know what? That's the name before that. Pat McAfee fucking take Alicia Mike away, and they try to fight before the bell. But Jelly Roll, thank God, he came in as an insurance policy and got Pat out of there. Got him stretched out by splashing through the table, and the table broke. I was like, God damn. Wow. And then he got stretched out, thank God. So bye bye, Pat. We'll see you whenever. But this was interesting because Randy's back gave out on him during this match, and he was out there just God. And it was a funny one. It was a funny one. I think it was a back suplex or a back suplex, and and Ray's reaction gave me vibe. It made me laugh because I was like, "This is the same shit that got Mr. Kennedy fired." They fucked up. Ray's like, "God damn it, you son of a bitch!" Oh my god, that was hilarious. That part was hilarious. That took me out of everything. That part was hilarious. Oh my god. But they go on that. Cody was working over Orton. Even though he was the heel, even though Orton was the heel going in, the crowd was still cheering for him. And Cody was still getting cheers, was still getting little boos. But he was getting worked on, well, being the heel. Orton came back, thumb to the eye, Orton's blind, RKO the referee, and he's died, and he's dead. I'm like, oh damn. Well, here come the shenanigans. Pat McAfee comes out here with the referee shirt on, and 1, 2, kicks out 2. I'm surprised they didn't do a fast count because he was trying to get him to win. You would think he'd try to help him out any way he can get, but I guess not. So Randy Orton saw that. What the fuck? You ain't count the 3? RKO. RKO to Pat. Thank God. Bye bye. You're dead. But that distraction was for Cody. Was able to hit the crossroads. Ref came back to life. 1, 2, 3. Woo. And it's over. And Cody retains. But Randy Orton said, well, we're not finished yet, kid. And punts him in the freaking dome piece. We'll talk about him and his dome piece later. Because boy, oh boy, that thing, that was nasty. I get this one $3.30. Pat getting RKO was the highlight. The ref getting RKO was the highlight. And Jelly Roll surprisingly splashing on the freaking dude on Pat was a bit of a surprise. But I was surprised Pat came back to life after that. But it is what it is. Um, hmm. Night 1 was kind of just speed ran. I gave it a 4 out of 10 because there was some solid moments. Paige coming back was sort of surprised. Thank you, Ender, for fucking ruining it. Sort of. I didn't even mean to see. I just was scrolling and just Paige to sign the WWE. I'm like, just like the AJ Lee situation. Why would you announce before it happens? Just let it happen. Fucking during. Let us know during the show, or let it happen during the show, and we'll be like, oh shit, Paige is back. Oh my god. I was like, fucking, that was fucking weird. But whatever. Guess Liv's little beginning music video was kind of nice surprise. Southern Gooth was kind of highlight of it, and Ray and Cody was cool. Took a little bit long, but they had to stretch it because they ran through everything. But yeah, all this is sped through. So I was a 4 out of 10. It's kind of dry. It's not a lot of crazy things happening. Now night 2 was a tale of two cities because Oba versus Brock Lesnar started and started out methodical. Started with a big test of strength. Renee T said Hut, pushing each other back and forth. But Oba had Brock out of sorcery in the beginning, and he slipped out the ring. Okay, he's trying to think of new strategy, positive. And I was like, oh shit, why would you do that? And he tried to go through the ropes and pull Brock in. I was like, what are you doing? He gets pushed out and gets thrown to the steel step. I mean, the steel post. Suplex City a little bit times. but Oba came back to life, and Oba got some offers on him with the post to post uppercuts. But Brock hit an F5, and I got worried. But Oba stood up and ate that F5 like it was a piece of freaking biscuit. And he got back up, hit him with the fall from grace, the power bomb, and hit the 1, 2, 3. And Oba pins Brock. I, I was shocked. Over, over, over. Hit the beat, bop, nigga on the over, 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 over. The only thing would have been nice to be a throne Brock like you do like the other cruises, but the only thing, but $5 just because of that. And the shocker of all shockers, Brock takes his gloves and his shoes off. Gasp! What? Gasp! That was, and he put up the X because like in the wrestling terms, it's unscripted. Like, yo, this shit real, BG. Unscripted. I was shocked. He and Paul Heyman was shocked. We were all shocked. Is he done for good? Because I always kept hearing the rumor of him having Gunther and retiring match, so it makes you think the favor that Gunther has for Paul Heyman that he wants is the Brock Lesnar retirement because he's the career killer now. He wants to end Brock's career. Makes me think that now. We'll see how that plays out. But $5, Brock, you put over one brother. You said I'm out. Well, I know you put. I don't know. I saw a lot of that. I was like, Bobby Lashley being them, but well, thanks to Tribal Chief, but thank you. But Oba, you're next, and you need to be in that. You need to be king of the ring and be world heavyweight champion by the end of the summer. So we'll see how this ends for you. We'll see. So we'll go. Yeah, $5. $5. Okay. Penta. Defend IC title ladder match against Rusev, Jay McDonough, and Dragon Lee. He don't even get an entrance. They come back and they're just standing right there like, what the fuck? Why don't even get an entrance? That's fucked up. Not even I was like, damn, Rusev didn't even get one too. I was like, damn. Rusev just walking around the ring. I'm like, damn. From a man that was coming out of a tank to now can't even get an entrance. Nasty works. The nastiest of works. But Rey Mysterio, who's that jumping out the sky? Mysterio, here we go. Who's that jumping out the sky? He jumping out the sky like it's '06. I'm like, God damn. My man got good knees. He got good stem cell knees. Good job, Ray. And Javon, he's like, fuck. Damn, I saw that. I laughed. I saw that laugh. I was like, damn, fuck. Who was it? And then Penta with Saddle, Miedo. He had a nice little mask. I think from where they were saying the game was, but they had a nice little mask. This last match is insane. Reset built the bridge up, and Rey Mysterio, he got flown into there. I think Penta or Dragon Lee flung him up, and he hit the senton on Rusev, and he went through the ladder. I said, damn. That was insane. Penta hit a Mexican Destroyer on JD on another ladder bridge that was set up in between the ropes and the ladder. Javon hit a leaping clothesline. I said, damn, this shit was insane. Rusev came back to life still even after that. But in real life, Rusev, you a big dummy. Because he was climbing the ladder. Javon was on the other side on the other top rope. And he hits him with an OG cutter. But Rusev, you looked over to him like you should have just kept trying to climb up. But you leapt into it. I was like, damn. This is an OG moment, but damn, you big dummy. And it looked like Javon's gonna get it, but Penta gets it now. I think he hit him with one Destroyer too. And Penta gets the win. and climbs the ladder up and retains the title. Couple more crazy OMG moments. Dragon Lee got caught on the ladder and he ended with a 619 in the ladders. That was insane. I was like, God damn. All these was insane. It was good OMG moments. Really fun OMG moments. Yeah, so it was fun as hell. So I'm gonna give this one $5 too. Probably the third favorite match of the weekend. Second or third, depending on. I'm gonna go through the rest. Probably second or third favorite of this one. So, but fun match, very energetic, and very lit. So, and I'm cool with Penta winning. If it wasn't Javon gonna win it, I'm going with Penta. I'm cool with either or. So Penta retains. I'm good with that. Good, good, good. Next one, Sami Zayn. He came out first. I said, shit. Chad comes out first. Shit gonna go left. And the crowd was booing Sami. So I'm like, full turn, double turn. And Trick came out. He had a long ass jacket on. I said, God damn, that thing's about the size of that stage. Good grief. But what that Trick? Lil Yachty, he was the hype man. He couldn't get a what that trick? What that trick? Yeah, what that trick? What that trick? I like it. But yeah, they was lit for Trick. And Sam, he was being more heelish. He was attacking Yachty. He freaking he popped Yachty from behind, pause, and he get him up real nice and smooth. So he got him out of there. Boom, boom, boom. But Sam was a heel, and he almost pulled it out. He tried to do the same thing he did to Mello, but it didn't work on Trick, and Trick hit him with a trick shot and got the title. Won that title. He being to the punch or being with the leg. And Trick is now new United States champion. Yes. Yes. So we got two brothers that got victories on Sunday. Whoop that Trick. What that Trick. Yeah, whoop that Trick. Let's go. We'll get this one. We'll get this one $3.30. Lil Yachty, you made a little nice appearance and you helped out Trick. He was his hype man, corner man. He was helping encourage him when he was down. You even had to get a sacrifice by Sami Zayn, but it paid off. Good job. Even Trick almost lost because you think he got kicked. He was on the outside and flew a kick by Sammy, and he had to get in the ring by 9. So good. So Sammy double turn, almost complete. The only thing I wish there was an attack after the match, but it was a celebration moment, so couldn't do that. Yeah, so that's fair, and that's fair. Maybe the turn will happen more on SmackDown. It was a slow build for the turn, but it'd be nice if they had to confirm, like Shinsuke type shit. Like when Shinsuke Adrian, is whatever. But it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Good job, Trick. Next, we have Finn Balor, the Demon version, versus Dom Dirty Ass. DC had probably the interest of the weekend, probably, because Dom, he had the King of the Luchadors thing, the people carrying him out on that throne where the chairs at. So that was a cool little entrance for Dom. And he had the El Santo mask. He took that joint off, so slick. There was a couple crazy moments in this one. Dom, good grave. He hit those Finn in the chairs, and he had a chair around Finn's neck and hit him with a 619. That was insane. Cause I was like, damn. I was like, just like his daddy. Doing 619s with people in between. I think and Finn did the same thing with Dom with the drop kick to the chest with the chair in between too. I was like, damn. I know that had to hurt. And I think this ending was similar to the ending was similar to what Jacob and Drew's ending was, where he did a double stop the first time but kicked out at 2, but then with the table, double stomp through the table, and it worked. So I guess if you put somebody through a table with your flying finisher, it works out way better than before. So just a thought. So whenever you have a match, if you put them on the table, you can make it even more impactful with a table. If you have a flying finisher, like a far splash or a stomp or a moonsault, whatever the case, just make sure that those are the rules in wrestling. That's another rule we need to write down in wrestling. If you have a flying finisher through a table, it's an automatic W or something like that. It's at the announce table because you got drag them all in and all that fucking stuff. But anyway, this one was say good. We'll get $3.50. No, we'll get $3.80 because this one's a little more violent, a little more stakes, and I don't think Finn shaved it. It looked like he did, but he probably shaved a little bit, but he didn't go all the way down. Probably gave like a 3 or something. But it's good all around. Shout out Derry Dom. He did well. So next we have Jay versus Rhea for the women's title. And I got nervous when Jay came out first. I was like, when I heard the storms, the lightning and the thunder, and I said, oh shit, Jay's about to lose. I was like, Jay, baby girl, please win it out, baby. I got really nervous. So, but this is a good match, really good match. That's probably top 3 J match in his career so far. It was really good. Jay really showed her power. Rhea showed her athleticism. She showed a little power too, no doubt. Meat Chin and Beef Fat come out to try to help her out. Well, but it doesn't work because Io Sky is here. She says she stops them from being evil, and Jay was paying too much attention to Io beating up her girls and not paying attention to Jay. And I'm like, Jay, watch out, baby, watch out. She counters it a couple times. She hit it with a pump kick. She tried to go for a Jada, but Jada got countered. But like almost a roll up, but she got out of that and she hit the rip tide and she got the win. Fuck. Damn. And Rhea's the new champion. I ain't mad at Rhea won. I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at Jay lost. Cool. Because I like Rhea, but cool. This one $3.50. This is a really good match. Good little back and forth. Like see to go back at it again, get some backlash burn, and maybe we get more than 5 matches on the fucking card. Let's see. And up the skates, make it like a little street fight, or a Tampa street fight because they are in Tampa. So there's advertising. So yeah, make it a little interesting. Shake it up a little bit. Give me some juice. Punk versus Roman for the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman had the long little entrance with the orchestra. That's pretty nice, and Punk had a nice little entrance too. And this one, very good, really good. This probably was the highlight of the week. And hold the fuck up. Wait a damn minute. Roman uses steel steps in this match. And in front of the ref's eyes. And he didn't call DQ. That's usually what happens. I was surprised at that. I was surprised the match didn't get done. But I guess it was referee's discretion. I guess to say that. I guess. So, but no Usos came out. Both CM Punk was bloody after that moment. He was stuff. He was bleeding. We were like, I'm bleeding. I'm all over the place. So that was the case. And then they'll just try to spam each other with their finishes and moves. CM Punk hit the spear and the Superman punch. I don't think Roman hit the GTS. I'm surprised they didn't do the plexi plunge. But he's like, hell no, I'm not taking that. And they probably like, Punk, we need your knee cast for Monday. We do not need you to do no Pepsi plunge. Like, we need your knee cast, son. We're not going to do that. Thank God. We ain't need that either. But Punk did an elbow drop through the announcer table. Damn. That was a shocker. I didn't think he was gonna make it. He tried to do it earlier, but it didn't work. But then he got on later in the match. I was like, damn, that was a surprise. I didn't expect him to do all that, but that was funny. Um, Punk tried to do the three GTSs, and the third one he had on his shoulders, and then he do it. But he was so exhausted that he couldn't do it. So he collapsed, and Roman took advantage from the Superman punch, a couple more spears, and one emphatic last spear for the win. One, two, three, and it's over. And Roman is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Mm. We'll give this one $5 because it was really good. Actually, yeah, we'll give it $5. It was really good. Oh snap! I forgot what happened before this match. Um, Cena gives one more announcement, but Miz is like, no, with Kit Wilson. They're like, no, I need one more WrestleMania moment before we go out of here, before we get to the main event. And Danhausen with little mini Housens come out and disrupt and cause some chaos and fun. And the mini Housens attack Kit Wilson after he calls him toxic. And then Danhausen low blows the Miz. Maurice not gonna like that. Um, Pourquoi? Um, Night 2 was better. A lot better. Considering it was an 8 out of 10. Consider a 4. So I'll say this WrestleMania was 5.5 out of 10. I'll give this one a C. It was the white one was very speed runish. Like everything was just fast and just get out of there, pal. We're not gonna be longer than 10 minutes, pal. Like half the matches on the card was 10 minutes, and then the only two, yeah, all the matches was quick. I understand a couple was quick for a reason, but for like I think Liv and Stephanie, it could have been a lot longer because it seemed like it was building up for a little bit. But then I hate these news niggas. They were like, Liv and Stephanie were banged up going to the match. No shit, they was beating the piss out of each other. The fuck? Like, are we surprised? Out of here. It's fucking obvious. Oh my god. Give my goddamn nerves sometimes. I hate that they come on my screen every time. Yeah, but C, it was a C. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. Just a C. We'll give you a C. Because it could have been a lot better, but it could have been a lot worse. The only thing I had a problem with was the ass, because good fucking gravy. The only thing positive I'll say is that I could switch to other channels and watch other shit. Like I can watch other channel. I can go watch fucking NBA. I can watch SpongeBob. I can go watch Scooby Doo. I can watch other movies while y'all go in the commercials and then come back like 4 or 5 minutes later. So I'll say that. That's the only positive. Aside that, yeah, this is Steve. All right, Orba is the ruler now, starting off Monday Night Raw. I don't like the pause they doing entrances. There's little beats, but it's whatever to me. Complete Warriors was Rhea and Io. Oscar is more beats with the Kyrie saying, Kyrie, ooh, you're in trouble, shorty. Because Io gets the win with the moonsault, Riptide combination, or Riptide moonsault combination. And Io, you might need to say Kyrie with the hook or umbrella or something. I don't know. Punk reflects on what happened during the stretch. You think about the people that he was knew in the past and all the people that passed away. But Cody Rhodes comes out and good golly, Miss Molly, his freaking eye, boy. Woo! That thing was a shiner, boy. Woo! He had a big old black eye. So, oof. Looking a little rough out there, my guy. Well, hope he's a champion. Maybe a cherish opportunity might fall in his lap. Or a draft or something like that. Maybe something fun will happen. We'll see. Eagle makes his debut against Javon Evans. Rusev gets in the way and costs Javon a match. And Eagle wins. And Rusev going to this beat down on Javon. And Penta comes out and saves Javon for a bit, but Rusev gets sent down and is the last man standing. Eagle's like, y'all, you you can have fun with them two. I'm not involved. Good job. Huh, it's interesting. You had an American, a Mexican, a Canadian, and a Bulgarian going to a bar. That could be the start of a joke, and I'll bring you back on it next time. And I'll write the joke out next time. Yeah, so we'll say that. Liv celebrates her title run with the Judgment Day. And Soul Ruka makes her debut. I was like, okay. And we get a Liv versus Soul match. Nice. It's looking good. Really good match. And it was ruined by Zarya. She's a hater. Pushes Soul into the steel post. Spine busts her real quick. Throws her back in the ring. And she's Oblivion. And Liv wins. Heyman and the Vision are reeling from what happened on the Wrestlemania weekend, from the Vision losing and them turning on Speed to Paul Heyman being um he's heartbroken what just happened on Saturday. I'm on Sunday. He's like, I need you guys to take Brock Lesnar out of the now and put him into forever, because he will always be forever known as the Beast incarnate and all this fun good stuff. And the crowd cheers like, yeah. But yeah, this might be it for Brock, because they were showing a package of him, his like athlete, his like a whole package of his career and stuff. I said, wow, this might be really it. Oprah really put this nigga down. Thank you. Hallelujah. All right, so but they announced but it was an all negative because they had Braun Breaker. He's back with a badass attitude, and he's bad attitude for Seth Rollins. I'ma kick Seth Rollins. Get it in right in the throat. But Seth comes out, burn it down, cracks Braun in the back of the head of the chair. He started leaking, and the Vision bank him and beat him down. But the Street Profits, they're back, baby. They're on Raw. And they come out and attack and take out the champs. They take him out of the way of the evildoers, and Braun is Seth for 1-on-1, but Braun gets him ahead with a couple of spears and good gravy. Wow, that's a lot. But yeah, let's see. Let's see what we can do next. We'll get Braun and Seth, of course, 1-on-1. Let's see what else they got on the cards for the rest of the show. Next, we had JD McDonough versus Finn Balor. Finn was really angry at his mate really going at more than Dom. He's like, I expected it from Dom to title me, but for JD, we grew up together. You came to my wrestling school and want to be a wrestler, and I let you. And you do this to me like that? Man, we gotta go get this beef. It's a cool little match, nice back and forth, and Finn wins. Finn wins and gets his payback on JD McDonough. And Don tries to come out and beat him up, but no Buelo. No way, Jose. He does not get the job done. And Finn, he tries something again, but it doesn't work. JD saves him, and we're still going on with this. Let's see how long JD can get his revenge on Finn. And Roman's main events it with this promo. He brings the Usos out with him, brings the family back. He wants to bring the family back, but more of an equal footing instead of a subservient role like it previously was. And then Jacob Fight 2 comes on. I'm like, oh snap, we get a whole bloodline affair, a whole family affair. And Jacob said, nah, I want everything. I don't want just that title. I need that title. I need everything. Need thing for my kids, put my family, put food on the table. Got it on me. Everything. I need everything. And they're gonna go at it for the world title. And he proposed the title match for Backlash. Why don't you want the WWE Championship? I guess not. Guess you want a family, I guess. I guess you don't want your family to eat together, but I guess. We'll see. I don't care if I ain't go for Cody's title because he's a little more uh incapacitated right now. He's got a big old eye injury because his freaking face. But I mean, say la vie. That's all you, my G. I ain't gonna eject. That's all you, my guy. So No, but that's on you. That's you. All right. Son of a bitch. Damn it. No, no. Don't use Chrome. Okay, we're gonna get NXT Revenge Part 2. We got Soul Ruka versus Zarya for last woman standing match. I'm gonna go with Zarya because Soul's already kind of moved on up. So we go with them. Tatum versus Blake Moreau in the casket match for the North American Women's title. I'm gonna go with Tater, but Blake, if you do come in that motherfucker, come out with something nice. And then Dion Lennox is going to take on what's his face, Miles Bourne for North American title. And I think of the finals of the speed tournament will be Eli Knight, Eli Knight versus Lexis King. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go Lexus on that one. Give him something to do. I'm not saying EK Prosper because it sounds weird. Sounds stupid, not gonna lie. But we'll go with that. Kiana Carver versus Joe Hendry. We're gonna go with Carver. And Joe Hendry's going on concert on Raw. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. I think that's it. Be well, stay safe, survive, advance, and see you around for the next dance.